That is a remarkable finish.
Burke goes for the corner and Leah Burke's it. And it's Tamsin Renew. The pass from Holly Dodd.
And this could be the first goal of the game because London are going to get them and touch down. He's gone for the same ball and it's going to work.
Beautiful.
They might score the winner. And North Wales have another.
Brings it up to the line, drops it off to Hazard who reaches through.
To the Sportsman Rugby League. We are live once again at Orrell St James. It's a blustery, very, very chilly afternoon for a crunch tie in round 2 of the Betfred Challenge Cup. Orrell St James versus York Acorn here at Banks Avenue. Live and exclusive here on the Sportsman Rugby League. Really looking forward to this one today. Both sides know what's at stake at the start of their journeys for 2024, albeit, of course, we were here a couple of weeks ago when Orrell St James were too good for Haresfinch in what was a raucous atmosphere, which we hope to be replicated today as well. Kyle Amor, a Betfred Challenge Cup winner, a cup final try scorer, will be alongside us once again for this one. And Carl, before we hear from the two head coaches, how much are you looking forward to this today, having experienced this a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, no, look, certainly delighted to be here once again, and good afternoon to everyone at home who's tuned in for this one. You know, St James's, they had a great game, didn't they, 2 weeks ago? Dismantled Haresfinch. I didn't think Haresfinch played particularly well. The second half, they come up with an awful lot of mistakes and just give them an impossible task of trying to get over the home side that day. But we're here, and this York Acorn side, George, they are a step up in class. You know, they finished sort of mid-table for the last 4 seasons in the NCL Prem. So they have a huge task on the hands to Sean McHugh's men.
And before we hear from the two head coaches, from what you saw a couple of weeks ago, what's the best prospect that we have of an upset here today, do you think?
Well, look, I think as the competition naturally progresses on, George, new levels and new devils in that way as well. The step up comes thicker and faster as the competition progresses. So there'll be a huge chance, a huge shot in the arm for, again, Sean McHugh's men if they can get over this York side. But you do fancy the visitors being favourites in this one purely because of the quality that they play at.
Conditions are decent. It's dry, it's very, very cold. Kyle's got his big winter coat on. We're on a hill, of course, with a bit of a slope. We've had an under-14s, a bruising under-14s match on just before this, so having been on the pitch, it's cutting up a little bit, but we're really looking forward to this, the second round of the Betfred Challenge Cup with Orrell St James against York Acorn, and we can hear next from the two head coaches. Sean, great to see you. How has the week been for you and the players leading up to this game today?
Yeah, no difference really. We're an amateur club, train once a week. Train Thursday, it absolutely poured down. The floodlights went out halfway through, so no, it's just a normal week for us.
Normal week in amateur rugby league. Has the vibe felt different though, knowing this is Challenge Cup, the Sportsman camera's here again, and there's quite a big carrot at the end of it?
Yeah, that's slightly different. More interest from the media, the local papers, League Express. Obviously the Sportsmans, we're really pleased to have you down here again. It makes a big difference to us, and people who can't get to the ground get to watch it on the TV, which is brilliant. The lads get to showcase themselves on the television, which is brilliant again. And like I said, massive thanks to the Sportsmans for being down here and publishing this game.
And speaking of the viewers on the Sportsman, what kind of game do you think we're going to get today?
I don't really know much about York Acorn. I mean, we played them in this competition 30 years ago. Not sure many will be playing today from that team, but we just like to play an expansive brand of rugby. We do like to play the rugby side of it as much as we're capable with the bish and bash. But we're expecting a good open game, and it's a nice, decent weather, good big pitch, so we're expecting a good game from both teams.
And your opposite number at York Acorn says he's expecting quite an atmosphere. I think he called it a bear pit that he might expect it was good a couple of weeks ago. Is it going to be better today?
Not sure. I mean, we had a local supporters from Haresfinch last time, so how many will turn up at, again, I don't know. But a big focus for us with this cup run has been representing the community, representing the town, because obviously the other team in the town doesn't come in till later on in the rounds. So yeah, it's a big focus for us representing the community, and hopefully the community come down, support us, see what great facilities we've got, and maybe come down through the season again.
And as a final thought, when you go back into the changing rooms over there and brief the players before they come out for kick-off, what's your message going to be?
I think that is the message, just representing the community, and if they can show up and represent Orrell and represent Wigan, the North West Counties League, because we're the last team left in it. I think it's all about that. It's all about giving a good show of themselves, and the main thing for us, I mean, we've got all 17 lads either came through our juniors or went to the local school up the road, St Peter's. 11 of the 17 went to St Peter's, so it's a real local feel, and we're just going to base our game on representing our community.
Josh, great to have you here in front of the Sportsman cameras. How are you and the guys feeling?
Yeah, we're feeling good. Very nice ride over. No issues, no traffic on M62. So yeah, we're pretty good. We're feeling all right.
Is it possible for you to know how you're going to go today, bearing in mind this is pretty much the start of your campaign?
No, is the truthful answer. We're hoping we've spent a bit of time in pre-season changing a few of our structures, and we're hoping we can implement them today. It's going to be tough. Orrell are a good team. It's our first outing, so as long as I get a lot of effort from my fellas, which I'm usually confident with, I'll be relatively happy. It's about just working hard, I think, in these early rounds. So.
And Orrell have said they don't really know what to expect from you guys today. Do you know what to expect from them?
Obviously, we had the advantage. Obviously, we got to watch their game 2 weeks ago against Haresfinch. So probably expect a little bit more from. Obviously, we've seen them, but at the same time, I'm not really sure what to expect from ourselves. We're got a few changes. A few new boys come in, a few old boys come out, and we'll see how we go, really. Yeah.
And I noticed on your pre-match interview on the Sportsman during the week, you were predicting it could get a bit lively, atmosphere-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was so many people down last week. It was a great advert for the game, and I keep seeing on social media, Super League fans, Championship fans, commenting on how much they really enjoy watching these early rounds, and it's great. You're watching 34 lads who are playing for enjoyment, and they're giving it everything they've got, and it's great to watch, I think.
Yeah, always great to get the perspective so close to kick-off from the two head coaches. Talking, Kyle, about flying the flag for the community and for the local area, kind of the last men standing in this area. If you were in that, you were kitting up over there in that dressing room, what would be your motivation to come out and shine in this one on the Sportsman today?
Well, I think first and foremost, George, you're playing in front of all family and friends of the local community. You want to put a good show on for them, but I think the players understand that what this club's all about here at Orrell St James is, it's such a huge community club. They pride themselves on that. They pride themselves on players coming through the system here. They don't poach players from other clubs, not so often, George. So for them, it's a big day. It's a big day for the club. It's another chance to progress. But as players as well, they'll want to knock off an opposition that's deemed better than them too.
Well, let's take a check on the two sides. You can see them fine-tuning their preparations off the pitch just to try and keep it in as good nick as possible. So let's confirm how the two teams line up, starting with the home side. The dangerous Sam Burns at fullback, then Lewis Round, Liam McLaughlin, Callum Taylor and Jack Gallagher, the halves of James Causey and Jack McHugh, and up front Tom Whittle, Nathan Morters and Kai Siani, with a second rower Brad Gallagher, Nathan Ellis and the loose forward Brad Callan. The interchange bench for the home team today: Sean Findlow, Danny Rogers, Bradley Kelk and Jake Williams. Well, what about the NCL Premier League side, York Acorn, travelling with a lot of hope? This is the start of their journey, their first game of 2024, and they have Matt Chilton at fullback, Cal Worthington, Luke Swales, Jordan Potter and Josh Parker. The other Chiltern Ants is in the halves alongside Nathan Hamilton. Eddie Prescott up front with the dangerous Alfie Crawford at 9 and Jack Burns, and completing the 13, George Hunt, Jordan Myers and Tom Hill. The interchange bench today: Toby Woodall, Elliot Welburn, Lewis Lord and Davy Burns. Well, you got our first look a couple of weeks ago at the home side. You were telling me a couple of names that stood out for you in the visitors as well today.
Yeah, particularly the two Chiltern brothers, Matt and Anthony. Anthony, you know, he's the record point scorer at the York Acorn club. No player has scored more points than that man. Also as well, his brother Matt Chiltern, the fullback. Watch out for them two during play. Matt often so much sits out the back and dictates and picks parts of the field he wants to attack in. I actually thought you mentioned him well there, described him well. Alfie Crawford, dangerous out of 9, he'll run on any opportunity. So for Siani and Whittle, they've got a big job up front to try and stop the pack of the visitors and take Alfie Crawford out of the game. So keep your eye out on those three names, the Chiltern brothers and Crawford, as this one unfolds.
Just had to break off, actually, getting a bit of late team news. Just changed from the York Acorn camp. Tom Hill named at 13. Was he the guy you played with years ago?
He was, yeah. 2007 in Russia. Me and Tom played together with Barlow under 21s, and it made me laugh when I seen his name on the team sheet that he's actually still out there playing at this level. Mr. York Acorn, as he's known in and around the area, terrific servant from the game.
Well, I've just heard that he's not made it. He's not. The 18th man has come in.
Right.
Clayton Shepperton, I'm told, has come in. So your mate, Tom Hill, hasn't made it.
Well,
today.
We've just put the mockers on him there, haven't we?
So as you excitedly told me, I played with him 17 years ago. You're not going to get to see him play today because the 18th man, Clayton Shepperton, has come in. I've just had that hot off the press, so we'll try and change our team news accordingly. We'll have to look out to see what number he is wearing today. What about the numbers of spectators? Not as rowdy, I'm told, as it was a couple of weeks ago when you were here.
Yeah, no, obviously, you know, Haresfinch coming from not too far from this ground, so naturally we'll bring a lot more, and with it being on a Sunday afternoon again as well. But there's still a large number here. You know, speaking to the head coach Sean Mahue last time round, you know, these fixtures can generate around £10,000 for the club, so it's hugely important as well. And it's great to see so many fans out here today, young and old. With that, there, the eyes are on the prize now. The likelihood is that these two sides won't get all the way to the final come June the 8th. But what a journey that they can have as a group, and it starts here again as the players emerge onto the field.
Yes, these are the moments for these two players. The iconic silver trophy, one of the most recognisable trophies in world sport, I would say. The Betfred Challenge Cup. That may seem a long way away, but this is the next step in the journey for these two sides. Orrell St James and York Acorn, toe-to-toe today, live and exclusive on the Sportsman Rugby League. And it's a perfect setting. It's grassroots community rugby league at its very best. And we're looking forward to this one, Kyle Amor.
They certainly are. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Orrell face up and front up to a side that's a couple of divisions above them. We've already mentioned there the NCL Prem, and they have been in that competition for a number of years. The one thing that York Acorn don't do, though, George, is they don't travel particularly well, hence why they often finish just outside the playoffs. And that's something that Josh Mortimer will be wanting in 2024 to kickstart that off with a win here over in Wigan.
The two sides line up before battle. These are proper rugby league conditions. As Orrell St James and York Acorn prepared to go at it live on the Sportsman. An air of anticipation, expectation here. Warren Turley's our match referee, by the way. Looking to keep things in check as the home side make their way over to this near side and their bench, which is it's almost in our commentary position.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. We are pitched.
This is Rugby League Raw.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it's been a big weekend for the Orrell club. And Matty Ashton, long-serving player from this amateur club, had his testimonial over in Wakefield, and then of course the big news is St Helens' new skipper Johnny Lomax, another one of the Orrell St James production line. And to top it off here, if they can get the win here this afternoon, what a brilliant weekend it's been for Orrell St James's.
It's going to be the visitors to get us underway down the hill.
Waiting for the kicking tee, George.
Might be handy. Both sides will be looking for a big start, an error-free start. Nothing easy, no favours in the opening exchanges here. It's Rugby League's most prestigious cup competition, the Betfred Challenge Cup. Orrell St James versus York Acorn, and we're underway, live and exclusive on the Sportsman. And how about that for a start? Up in the air, favourable bounce, and immediately on the front foot.
Yeah, bad error there from Sam Burns. Should have collected that, and they find themselves defending their own line in the opening seconds.
Perfect start, opportunity for the visitors as Crawford shifts to the left-hand side. He was the man talked up by his coach during the week, the hooker Alfie Crawford. Stacking up to the left-hand side, moving it, looking to strike first. Short ball, they're going to crash over and score. First play of the match. And York Acorn are on the board.
Yeah, George Hunt it was over on that left-hand side. It was nice ball movement from Burns to go out the back to Chilton. We mentioned him before the game, and it's Chilton's last pass to set up that try for George Hunt. And it's a horrible start for the home side.
Never let a rugby league ball bounce, and that's the end result. It's perfectly judged into the air. Possession promoted left. Too much pace, too much power, too much guile. Yeah. And the favourites hit the front.
Yeah, George Hunt just gets over the top of Liam McLaughlin. And it's their own doing. That error off the kickoff just puts the pressure right on top of the home side, and they're not able to cope, which is a worry. 60 seconds into a game, there's no excuse for fatigue. You should be able to defend your own line, and they're not able to do so. Nice shape as the ball moved from right to left. And it was Hunt on the end of it, just a hard line, gets over. 4-0 with a kick to come.
Well, seem to have a few issues locating the kicking tees early on here. It's going to be the left boot of Ant Chilton. To make no mistake, the flag's raised, and it's the perfect start for York Acorn. The try from the kickoff, the conversion through the sticks from Chilton, and a 6-0 lead to the NCL Prem side.
Yeah, again off that error. And the ball's moved out over onto the left-hand side of the field, and George Hunt, he gets the opening score, gets his side on the board. It's a 6-0. It's an uphill task already.
Well, what's the response going to be? That's a big early blow struck here. Again, it's off the single bounce, but York Acorn are not caught out, and they will bring it back down the slight hill left to right here. And it's been a very impressive start from Josh Mortimer's side, who are on the front foot again. You can probably hear the home bench yelling, you've got to meet them, you've got to get into the contact.
Certainly true. You cannot allow players like Eddie Prescott. And it's a high tackle there. Kaisiani, he was the player of the match 2 weeks ago against Haresfinch, and he's got a big job on his hand. A step up in terms of quality in the pack, and gives away a penalty. And that's not what you want after conceding points, George. 4 tackles later and you're giving away a penalty. You're defending your own half once again.
Well, it's very early on, but it's a nightmare start really for the underdogs. Conceding from the first possession in the first minute, penalty from the kick restart, and now they're going to be defending their line in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And they can ill afford to concede back to back. That's Jack Burns wearing 14. Crisp ball movement. As Lord brings it in. Left-hand side is the play again with Prescott. And they're right back on their line. It's going to be a scurry from dummy half from Crawford, no way through, but the danger's real. Last tackle, stacked up left, options right too. It's going to be left. It's a delayed pass from Chilton, and that will do the home side's confidence the world of good.
Yeah, just defending there, that pre-planned move between Chilton and his brother. You saw the full-back there, the delayed pass, the full-back's able to cut through the middle, but the Orrell St James's defence is there to answer and shut the door firmly. They breathe a sigh of relief. They must complete this set, get to the kick and operate with a good defensive unit.
Well, the first real spell with the ball. 5 minutes into the match.
Oh, that'll help.
That will help. A piggyback up the pitch.
Yeah, marker's not square. That's just what they needed, the home side, just to settle the nerves and get an opportunity to put their shape on in good ball.
The first opportunity of the match. Oh, they haven't found touch. Oh dear. I was going to say, to find a good touch and mount a bit of pressure on the line. And it's all going wrong first five. Live and exclusive on the Sportsman Rugby League. Orrell St James, winners over Haresfinch here a couple of weeks ago. But up against it immediately.
There's the threat there.
Oh, and
it's another high tackle,
it is
isn't it?
another high shot. I thought the referee was going to let that go, but he was just playing a little bit of advantage.
Well, one thing that's evident already is the home side, they're not winning the floor at all. You know, we've seen Alfie Crawford, he doesn't need an invitation to run. But when the floor work, from the home side, he's not there. He's able just to get out, put pressure on, and it's a swinging arm from Tom Whittle that just catches him high and gives away another penalty.
Hi, boys.
So far, 6 minutes into this Betfred round 2 Challenge Cup game. It's been all defence for Orrell.
And that defence is going to be tested once again as Burns has a little scurry and then Crawford promotes left. That's where they're going every time. And the brothers combining again. With the referee, as he said, forward there.
I think so, yeah. Oh, obstruction, is it?
Obstruction,
yeah. Just a lack of timing on that left edge there. The shape looked all good.
So it's not quite clicking for York. They're 6 points ahead, but a couple of uncharacteristic errors early, which will be a concern.
We make sure he finds touch on that occasion. Takes a little bit off the kick.
Yes,
make
you
sure
don't ever make that. You don't often make that mistake back to back.
They used to break my heart, them, George.
I bet they did. Gasping for breath. Like, you are kidding me.
You've got one job.
Give me a break.
Siani again.
That won't have happened too much for you though when Lomax and Roby were kicking.
No, true. But even they can have their day. It's another penalty.
No, it's a bit erratic, this, isn't it, from both sides early?
Yeah. Just needs the game to settle down.
So another opportunity to find an improved touch. And this is the first chance in opposition territory for the home side to mount a little bit of pressure. Mortars with the tap and Brad Gallagher taking on.
Brad Gallagher obviously coming in for Ben Tordoff, who found a 3-game suspension off that tip tackle that was shown on the Sportsman a couple of weeks ago.
That's Callan, and they're in a handy position here. Orrell as McHugh finds a really good angle from Ellis, but the contact was good. Right side 20 away. They're going to stay there and try and find a way through with Causey. It's in the hands of Siani. And then McHugh again.
6 again, he's got in late.
Right in front of the post.
6 again called.
6 again could hurt York Acorn here. As Callan takes it on. Callum Taylor there waiting to the left in the skull cap. It's Mortars and McHugh. And then down the middle with Whittle.
Good carry there. Wins the floor, wants a quick play of the ball.
What an opportunity to hit back this is. The full-back Burns, dancing towards the line, almost over.
Let go, 3. Hold.
Can they find a way through? Mortars again, lobs one high, taken on the leap by McHugh.
4.
Runs into traffic.
Here we are, boys. Hold.
And the hooker's back there again. York Acorn standing firm at the moment here as they break with Causey. Oh, to the right-hand side, beautiful flick pass and a huge hit on Jack Gallagher. He will have felt that, but he took it well, and they're still alive with McLaughlin. And then a little dab kick through. What's happened there? That should be home-side ball.
Yeah, offside.
And it is. The pressure will continue.
Well, the York Acorn defence, they do right. They get up in the eye line of Causey, force him back inside. He tries to scurry and rush his kick. And it goes forward. And the York Acorn player that dives on it is deemed in an offside position. So it's 6 more. It's good pressure, this, from the home side.
It's a third repeat set, this. Tom Whittle just goes to ground and they set up in front of the sticks. McHugh waits at first receiver. Here he is. Lovely bit of bursting energy. Taken on by Gallagher. Promoted to Burns, who loses the ball, and York Acorn survive.
Just then, a wonderful offload. Burns just picks it up and tries to get the pass away just at the last point.
But really encouraging. Yeah. We feared the worst with that first minute score, but that's so much better. From Sean McHugh's men. York Acorn now having to break out of their own 20.
Wanted to use this downhill to their advantage, George. Make no mistake about that. The big forwards rolling forward like this, trying to find the floor, trying to get a quick play of the ball. And Siani does a good job there.
Yeah, we're blessed with a few steep hills in rugby league. Mount Pleasant, Featherstone has got a tricky one as well.
Well taken there.
That was a great take.
Oh,
and there's another high shot. And the penalty count, you know, is just starting to rack up for the visitors.
And it's just started. Yeah, I agree, George. It's about 3 or 4 to 2 I make it so far. And the visitors, they're going to need to sort that out, because, you know, this Orrell side, they can score points. We've seen that already. Of course, a couple of weeks ago. You cannot just keep inviting them into your half. Mortars looks to restart us off.
So the points on the board are with York Acorn. But possession-wise at the moment, the underdogs are holding sway. And they're using the big men down the middle a lot. Siani with a head of steam. Mortars again.
Oh, nice.
And then a change of direction. The halfbacks combining and then picked up by Callum Taylor. This is good. 20 out left side.
Yeah, nice little move there between the halves.
Mortars will shift right where James Causey is waiting. Nathan Ellis says this one's mine. More pressure on the York Acorn line as McHugh takes it on. There's his fullback Burns.
You feel there's a bit of joy down this left edge for them.
If McHugh can free Burns, then there's opportunities there. Mortars, that was a painfully slow play. Worked to this left-hand side.
Oh, look, that's not a bad place to turn over. 3 metres away, 5 metres infield from that bottom corner. Going to ask the visitors to roll down the field 90 so metres to come anything out of the set. But I do like the way they're moving the ball the home side.
And it's been patient. It wasn't a desperate approach of a team trailing. A lot of time in this game. As York Acorn, look at having to start from here.
These are tough carries, these, George.
Yeah, treading water in their deep end at the moment. That was Woodall trying to take it, and then Luke Swales says, I'll give you boys a breather in the middle. Oh, the ball's come out. What's the referee giving here? He's giving a penalty. That undoes a lot of the hard work.
I was just going to say there, they've done so well. 3 tackles in and only about 20 metres made. They just give away a penalty and just let them off the hook.
So Chilton will find touch. You can actually see the strength of the wind with that touch. Kind of held in the air and then just dropped into touch. 6-0. York Acorn lead here at Orrell St James, live on the Sportsman Rugby League. Round 2 of the Betfred Challenge Cup. Great to have you with us.
Oh, well met there. Davy Burns just tries the big hard carry into Siani, stops him dead in his tracks. They're getting a little roll on now with the visitors.
Yeah, this is where the home side need to be very wary, because they can eat at the ground with real speed, York Acorn. And already, centrally, 30 out, with Crawford orchestrating proceedings.
Lord with the offload there.
Yeah, pops up again, and Wellman will take on. No way through for Potter. Flat ball, forward and dropped.
Oh, it was a little soft pass, wasn't it, from Woodall, who wanted Davy Burns to run hard onto it, but the memory from him getting flattened 3 or 4 players ago is probably in the eye line. Big Kaisiani there, straight in front of him. Burns looks up and he doesn't want a piece of it.
It's just starting to settle into a nice rhythm, this game. Few too many penalties from both sides. They're handling error as well, but we've got a game here, you know.
Certainly have.
6-0 is nothing. You may have feared with that very early score, but it's been a good response. A lot of pressure coming back.
Yeah, you just feel the home side can't really afford to get 2 scores behind, really, in this contest. But they're doing well so far, and that's another good carry there from Brad Gallagher. Gets a quick play of the ball. Siani will take over.
Dragging his team up to halfway.
What a hit that was.
Massive shot.
George Hunt with the big right shoulder.
He brushes it off, says I didn't feel a thing, and here they come again with Jack McHugh.
Yeah, he's looking lively today, Jack McHugh.
He fancies this.
Injecting himself with pace every time he catches the ball.
It's another really slow play. Taylor waiting.
Last one here.
Up in the air goes Calland off the outside of the right boot. This could be anyone's. 3 or 4 bounces picked up by Chilton at the back. And York will start again within their own 20.
Oh, it's another error. Yeah, it's the young 18-year-old Nathan Ellis this time. His left shoulder there just dislodges the ball. Great tackle.
What can the home side do from here? Excellent position to start an attack. Trailing by 6. That first minute try from George Hunt. Oh dear. It's gone backwards. I think it's been knocked on afterwards.
Knocked on, yeah. Just timing, communication there on that play. Jack McHugh, he almost doesn't even look where he's throwing that ball. He wants Sam Burns to be exactly where he's meant to be, but he doesn't quite get there on time, and the ball goes to ground. And it's deemed to be knocked on.
Backs on the line, fellas. Let's go, everyone, nice and tight. Back roller.
So scrum down in exactly the same position. This time it's going to be York Acorn ball.
Okay, in. Volley. Out.
And again, if it's not penalty after penalty, it's error after error so far. He's been lively, hasn't he, for the visitors since he's came onto the field, Toby Woodall.
The home side are thinking about a few changes on this near side as well, but they're defending at the moment, and you're right, as tight as it's been, they can't afford to concede another one, really.
Yeah, I don't think so. You've got to keep it in with a 6-point ball game for me heading into the second half, because the longer it goes on, the more that the visitors will feel pressure by that. They should be coming here today and winning, there's no doubt about that, but it is their first hit out, and the last one goes high and hanging in the air.
Popped it in the air. Now then, oh, it's knocked on. They just waited for York Acorn to claim, and it wasn't a good claim. It was a It was a bit of a mess at the end, and Orrell James will take it back.
Yeah, Josh Parker climbs high and the ball just seems to bounce off his chest before he gets his arms on it. And you're right, the left edge of Orrell just waited, allowed him to take the catch. He's no real threat 12 metres out, and he can't come up with it. And it's the home side now who try to clear their end once more. 18 metres away from their line.
The home side have made a change. Jake Williams is on now. Then what's happened? It's another knock on.
Yeah.
Brad Callandoff, Jake Williams on, but the errors.
Well, George,
thick and fast.
I don't think you can invite this side into your half, particularly in and around here with soft errors like that. I think they'll make them pay. I think this set might be a set where they break the side again. Just watch out, this ball coming to the left edge. That's where the threat seems to be with both Chiltons. Here's one of them.
That's where
here's
the other guy and the two brothers always been knocked out.
Oh. Well, the threat and the shape is certainly there. But Orrell once again do terrifically well.
That was an excellent defensive play.
Yeah.
And they're hanging on in there at the moment.
Yeah, but the frustration for Sean Mahue will be they don't want to be doing that. They don't want to have to be exerting that energy down that end of the field through soft errors. You can take the errors in contact, absolutely, but when you just drop it cold, you're just putting yourself under enormous pressure.
So it's Orrell ball. Another big shot. Have some of that.
Hamilton and Potter.
Jordan Potter.
Oh, it's another big shot there, but he rides it well.
George Hunt out of it. It's getting tasty in there.
Certainly is. And that's another good carry there. Bumps off 3 and 4. Just loses the final part though. Gets a slow play the ball. Siani rolling forward once more. There we are. Elbows and knees.
Last tackle. Not quite up to halfway. Kicks. Oh, no, he's not. So it's an awful ball to the kicker.
And again, I'm going to say it, it's just another sloppy mistake. You cannot keep inviting the visitors of their quality into these attacking positions. And just a pass there. Well, it's a shocker.
Well, these, I'm afraid, are the errors that you shouldn't be making in any level of rugby league. It's nothing to do with the opponents you're playing. It's a clean pass to the kicker, get a good kick downfield. And it's inviting pressure. And you're right, the dam's going to break at some point, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Davy Burns there, the ex-Featherstone Rover, just tries to play the ball.
Double change is imminent for Orrell St James, Rogers and Kelk, I think, on this near side.
Oh, just another delayed pass there from Andy Chilton. Lovely soft hands.
Crawford. Lord.
It's another penalty, yeah.
Offside, could take the two here, go 2 scores clear.
I think they'll keep rolling the dice, George. They're in a brilliant position. They know there's a frailty over on that right-hand side of the field.
Oh, you're right, no interest at all in the extra 2.
I think they're smelling blood now.
Doesn't feel like a game that's going to be decided by a couple of points. Crawford. Change of direction picked up by Hamilton, and then the fullback Chilton joins in, and then powering towards the line is Potter, held up.
Brilliant defence there, and had to be as well. Just keep your eye on the 9, just poaching one here.
Crawford, short ball.
Oh, good defence once again.
Looking to power over, he's held up.
They've defended so well. Brilliant there. He's such a big man, isn't he? Davy Burns.
Take some stopping from there.
They do well. They've got a couple more left to go though.
Oh, that's a great angle, good shot. Swales halted in his tracks. Alfie Crawford barking instructions.
6 again.
And he's going to go on his own, he takes a high shot and... Oh, now then.
It's another penalty, I think.
Then. Could this be a penalty? Could it be more than a penalty?
I think it's just he's going to get the captains in. There's far too many penalties being given in this game, and he's obviously going to indicate that the next one probably will spend some time in the bin. But I talk about the pressure that they put themselves under the home side. They've gone error, penalty, penalty. And usually the sequence, George, is penalty, penalty, try.
Yes, I will. Penalties from here. Are you going to take it from there?
Well, it feels like the next goal's coming. York Acorn,
I tell you though,
knocking at the door.
Yeah. If he can defend this though.
Hamilton. Excellent work again from Kaisiani. Crawford. Lovely sweet pass to the big man.
Oh, he's dropped it.
Has he dropped it backwards?
Oh, yes.
Huge defensive play.
Yeah, and look how the players celebrate that one as well. I tell you what, they're turning up for each other though this afternoon, that's for sure. And Davy Burns comes up with his second error. He just tries to offload the ball in contact here. It's the youngster Nathan Ellis that does so well just to wrestle him. And that ball there, him trying to offload it in an impossible situation.
Let go!
But what a confidence boost that must be. And they give away a penalty here again.
Well, the error and the combined error and penalty counts across both sides at the moment would be a worry. But it's keeping the game open and alive, and it's keeping the hope there.
Well, at least the referee's consistent, isn't he?
Yeah,
across the whole game.
That's the one thing that you demand. And I think he's done well, the ref.
You mentioned that word hope, George. Nothing ever really comes good if you're just hoping in a game of rugby league. It's not a place where you want to be.
Second, move centre. Hold, boys. Hold.
This feels like a rare bit of possession for Orrell St James, who made a couple of changes.
Tom Whittle's coming off.
Whittle's off. I think Nathan Morton's the hooker came off as
Here's
well.
one of them, Bradley Kelk, just carrying straight, hard and direct.
Rogers, McHugh, then Causey.
There's time off there. I think it's Davy Burns who's just come out of that tackle a bit wrong. We mentioned those changes, George. They do have the hill in the second half. Whittle, Siani, Kelk, Rogers, they'll all relish in that.
And they will know better than anyone what an advantage that could be.
Head-on-head contact there. Sees the game being stopped. You just see it there. And the big fella is down and receiving treatment.
It's Lewis Lord, isn't it? Looking a bit gingerly. But what an opportunity.
Well, they certainly would put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Kicking early for the corner. Oh, what a take. Josh Parker with an excellent claim.
But it's this part where they've got to get right now. They've got to be able to front up, restrict meters and get another crack at them. Because off the evidence so far, that whenever York have just carried hard and direct, using this hill, winning the floor, getting quick play the balls, and so often the home team have given them a penalty, a leg up out of there. It makes it very difficult. Davy Burns again.
You won't want to cross his path many times in the match.
Have
some of that.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that, surely.
Well, Josh Parker dumped on his back. Home side saying nothing wrong with that, the referee.
Yeah, I thought it was quite a harsh call, if I'm honest. We'll get to see it again for sure, but it didn't look like there was too much in it. It's just a hard shoulder, drove his legs and puts him down, but the referee may have deemed that his legs had gone above the horizontal. That's what he's indicated there. So it matters not, but again, took the words out of my mouth. It's another penalty, and it's another leg up for them.
Fellas, just back it up. Sorry, I thought it went in. Time it in then, boys. When you ready? Shot. One! Move! Oh, boys. Time it now. Don't trap him in. You're trapping him in.
They're just rolling through this middle part of the field there.
Release him!
Woodhall getting his hands on the ball once more.
6 again, too slow.
Crawford looking and scheming. Hamilton drops off the interchange there in Welburn. Young 18-year-old Elliot Welburn.
Let go.
Recently played for England's under-18s.
Here we come again, Welburn.
Release! Oh.
Alfie Crawford. And then Lewis Lord.
Offload away. There's trouble here.
Little dink from Chilton.
Great read, great read.
Anticipated, chased, and diffused the danger.
Yeah, Jack Gallagher there, just recognising that threat. Swings round. There's another penalty given here. And guess who? It's David Burns again.
Well, at what point does the referee...
Well, I thought that's
at what point has he seen enough of all these penalties? Because it's really...
But they're all for different things,
you're
aren't
right.
they? It's not like...
You can't last one, no more of them. It's different stuff.
But
it's really restricting the momentum and the flow of the game.
Well, I think it certainly helps the home side, though, George. I think it's keeping them and allowing them in a game. I say keeping them. They thoroughly deserve the scoreboard as it is.
Callum Taylor dumped on his back this time. Bit of spice in the middle as Brad Gallagher takes it on.
Help! Let go now!
Danny Rogers shifting to the big man who's been everywhere, Siani.
He normally plays 80 minutes, George. Fantastic athlete.
Rogers again, replacement hooker, feeds his scrum half McHugh, promoting to Kelk, looking for something left to right.
He's got it, he's got all of it. 4.
Well read there, back through the middle of the field.
Siani lurking. But time is called off with another injury as we approach the half-hour point. Well, only 6 points on the board.
Yeah, Kel just goes scheming. He's trying to catch lazy defenders out there, but unfortunately for him, Eddie Prescott's just having none of it. Flattens him in the middle of the field. The crowd on that far side almost appealing for some sort of swinging arm. Maybe a connection with the head.
So another stoppage in play. I can tell you were here 2 weeks ago, by the way, Kyle, because you've gone big winter Arsene Wenger coat and woolly hat.
Found my pockets.
and I've turned up as though I'm expecting it to be middle of May. You could have warned me.
I'm learning all the time, George.
You could have dropped me a message this morning just to let you know, G. It's a bit nippy up on the hill. Oh dear me!
Another break in play. You just see there. It does look like he does catch him just across the jawline. The referee hasn't seen it.
Yeah, refereeing at this level without any help, it's such an unforgiving task, and
absolutely.
I think our officials do an absolutely fantastic job to allow this sport to thrive still at this level.
Yeah.
But you can't see everything, you're right. And he's a bit groggy, isn't he?
Yeah, just that little swinging arm there. The left arm just catches Kelk across the chops.
Well, it looks like he's going to be okay to continue.
It's going to be high, just wait.
And here we go. Time back on.
Surrender there!
Home side trailing by 6, but enjoying a spell with the football here. Shifted right through Rogers, and then dumped off to Nathan Ellis. Finds the ground.
Well, look at the shape here, George. Look how deep they are. Expect this ball to go.
Oh, it's an awful pass again. Leaning forward on the half volley, and the handling error. And this is so frustrating for the home side.
It's another basic error from the play of the ball area. It's just a pass. It's another straight pass. You can see James Coles, he's just stretched out. He doesn't want that ball there. He wants it on the money. The shape was deep and threatening. Unfortunately for the home side, it wasn't able to be executed, and it's another turnover.
Tight in, boys.
10 minutes till the break. Just the one try on the Sportsman this afternoon, and that came right from the kickoff. Now then, this is going to be Orrell ball.
Yeah, very scrappy there from the visitors. It is the first game of the season, so mistakes will be expected.
But that's the point.
That one's a bad one, isn't it?
That's the point. It's there for Orrell St James.
Yeah,
the way the visitor started, you could have been forgiven for thinking, well, we know which way this one's going, but you're right. This is their first
hit out.
First hit out, so this is a great opportunity. But they've got to take their chance. Now then, from the scrum, working it right with McLaughlin running out of room. Grappled to the ground by Luke Swales. Number 3 on number 3. Kaisiani lurking. You can see the big man wearing 10.
Second.
Left of the picture, he's going to be involved. Oh, it's another head injury. Another head
He
contact.
just didn't want that.
That's taken all the sting out of this
Yeah.
attack. You can see them lining up.
Took the words out of my mouth. You could just see Orrell there, all fall into shape, ready to put the play on. And it's just took the fizz out of that. It's George Hunt, the try scorer, who's down. I beg your pardon, sorry, it's Jack Burns. He just has a bit of a clash there with Alfie Crawford. They're still presenting this shape, George. Here it comes.
2.
They go the short side.
3.
Knocking on the door, is there a way through? Rogers. Causy's back. He's got the big man with him. Sayani saw the challenge coming, tried to step out of it.
The passing wasn't quite again on the money where they wanted it.
Rogers to McHugh, running at the line, attacking the line on his own. Oh, he couldn't quite get it away.
Such a threat.
Sam Burns was lurking. Can they find a way through? Burns off the ground. They're still going to score. It is a score for Callum Taylor, but the referee says no.
Oh, so unlucky. So unlucky
They
there.
thought they were in.
Callum Taylor, he thought he was in. Thought he brought it back to... Just struggling to see how that unfolded here. The referee's chalked it off. Oh, here he has. The referee taking no more, sending someone to the bin here. I think it's Kaisiani as well, is it? No, it's not, I beg your pardon. The yellow card produced. Probably you mentioned it, George, the referee, he can't be blowing his whistle every 5 minutes. Well, less than 5 minutes in this occasion.
Something had to happen. The penalty count's been absolutely ridiculous.
We've seen enough. And they've got a heavy 7 minutes now of the home side to see this game stay at 6-0. There's Jack Williams. Has to sit down for the rest of this half and a couple of minutes into the second, but he'll be hoping and praying that his side can just hang on, because it's 6-0. It still keeps his home side very much in the game, and Orrell will use that hill next. But at the moment, it's York who are just rolling forward once more. Alfie Crawford jumping out again.
So Jake Williams in the bin. Now can York Acorn make it count? 6.5 to go until half time. 13 on 12.
A smart play from Lewis Lord there. Puts the ball in the centre of the field and allows just some numbers to be overloaded. And there it comes, little kick through.
Well, Laurel have to react, and did.
Yeah, well read there. Lewis Round just gets on that ball, kills the play. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, the Orrell St James bench yelling at the referee. I think they want this balance readdressed to 12 against 12 and a handling error on the line.
They came up with some bad errors at bad parts of the field, and that's just another one. Just loses concentration there from dummy half. This is a huge set in the context of this game now.
Yeah, that could prove a big error in the context of this game.
5 minutes left.
York Acorn sense their opportunity. Crawford from the back of the scrum, and a powerful leg bump from Luke Swales, who's lost it.
That's a big play, isn't it? Luke Swales there just comes up with the error. It was Liam McLaughlin who just gets his shoulder in there alongside Causey,
and they do enough. And this doesn't look good, this one. Swales has stayed down the big centre.
Yeah, he has got a big carry in him, hasn't he? But he just stays down and he looks in a bit of discomfort. We hope he's okay. Wind's picking up, isn't it?
You're telling me. But this contest somehow is still in the balance.
Sets us up for a cracking second half.
Second half.
Do not go anywhere.
With Orrell St James down the hill.
Yeah. They do need to perhaps, I think Orrell St James, it was something that had been moaned last time of them. They just need to get the timing right a bit better in good ball. They've had plenty of sets down there, but they just haven't been able to ice any opportunities as such. And I think that the visitors look far more threatening near their line. But credit Orrell, they've defended terrifically well. Forced a couple of errors on some big key runners as well. In Luke Swales, he's proven a handful on that left side. Him and George Hunt to try score. A lot of shape and a lot of ball movement hits those lead runners. You've got to put your body in front of them. And Causey and McLaughlin, for the most part of the game, they defended so well.
Well, this isn't good for York Acorn. This looks like quite a bad injury for Luke Swales, who's not really moved.
And it's never a sight we want to see, is it? Anyone who takes to a rugby league field is incredibly brave. And they don't often lie down if there's nothing wrong with them for this period of time, so we hope he's okay.
And the concern, Carl, always is at this grassroots level of the community game, you know, what kind of immediate medical support facilities are going to be available if this is a bad one.
Yeah. Well, all the coaches from both sets of teams that are around there, referees over there too, so we'll just try and work out and assess the situation.
And no risks being taken with the injured player not going to be moved before they work out a plan here. And in a very stop-start first half of this Betfred Challenge Cup second round tie, this is another delay. We can have a look at the one score we've had, and it came right from the kickoff.
Yeah, it certainly did. There was an error, wasn't there? And then Jack Burns gets his hands on the ball and introduces Anthony Chilton, who's been at the heartbeat of everything dangerous about the visitors, and just hits that lovely short, soft pass. And it was a brilliant line. Arriving at pace, George Hunt, the big number 11 on that left-hand side of the field, he opens the score. And that took us to 6-0. And since then, it's been a game of errors and penalties, and no side really want to grab hold of it by the scruff of the neck. And it's got us in 35 minutes in until we've had this break in play that sees this contest still very much alive. Of course, it would be a huge shock if the home side could do the unthinkable and beat this NCL Premier team. We saw some cracking results yesterday, George, didn't we? Of course, the highlight, or probably the one that stands out the most, is Stanley against Lee Minor Rangers. What a game that was, 1918 to progress through. Elsewhere, we saw Siddle with another away win, 38-4 over Clockface Miners.
There were some big wins, weren't there? Siddle at the Miners, West Hull at Doncaster, Tolbarn, Hunslet putting 66 on.
That's quite a big scoreboard, that one there. I've got to give a shout for the Cumbrians, George, haven't I?
Of course you do.
Loughborough Hornets 40, Hull Dockers 0. Oh, big score on the road for the Cumbrian club. They'll sure have had a fantastic bus journey back home, back up the M6. Of course, Loch Lane there demolishing Edinburgh Eagles 72-0 as well. For West Warriors turned over Rochdale Mayfield with a one-score game, 28-22. And then to finish the round, Hammersmith Hill Hoists 32 and the West Bowling 10 as well. So those were the results from yesterday's Betfred round 2. And of course, we've had the Royal Navy and Thatto Heath, which is playing currently now.
One of our friends who's just behind our commentary positions is asking, Carl, would you like a coffee?
I would love a coffee, thank you very much. Yes, please.
Do you have sugar?
Yeah, sugar and one milk, one sugar.
No sugar for me. Thank you very much. That's
Thank you.
Grassroots Rugby League, live and exclusive on Sportsman Rugby League. How nice is that?
Oh no, wonderful. It really is. But the players still down. They're putting some, obviously trying to keep him warm. And the rest of the players, they take to a little mini warm-up, putting the ball through hands, trying to keep themselves muscles going as well before they get inside. They'll probably all need a cup of tea or coffee at this stage. It's bitterly cold out here.
Yeah,
but our main concern is...
all our concern at the moment.
Yeah.
is for Luke Swales, who stayed down. He attacks the line with such vigour and power, and that didn't look good. And now, the point I made at this level, there's got to be a plan to.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be if it's needed, they'll get some sort of medical assistance brought into the ground. Make sure that he's looked after in the right way. Got a score update as well from the other game that's running alongside this, the Royal Navy against Thato Heath Crusaders. It's Thato Heath who would win in that game, 6 points to 4, I'm led to believe.
You'll have a few friends at Thato, won't you?
Yeah. My son, actually, he's now at Orrell St James's, but he spent all of his youth from 4-year-old up to where he is now at 11 over at Thato Heath, but he came over and joined the Orrell club. Yeah. And like I say, they're just such a really, really high thought community club. They do an awful lot of good work with the local school here, Orrell St Peter's. A lot of current Super League players. In fact, I just seen Ollie Partington earlier before, another one of those St Peter's students who spent some time up at this club at Orrell St James. Is of course Chris Dean as well, who he's now coaches, an ex-teammate of mine. Spent some time at St Helens, Widnes, Wakefield. And he told me that a lot of the first team, a lot of this team out here today, George, went over to Wakefield on Friday night to watch Matty Ashton's testimonial game. Matty Ashurst, sorry, not Ashton, that's the Warrington winger. No. Yeah,
that'd have been a strange place for him to play his.
Yeah. But of course, that game was abandoned, wasn't it?
I know. Looks like
the York players are heading out of the ground and back towards a warm-up field as well, and I think that's what Orrell are heading out as well. So
a lengthy stoppage here in play. If you're late to our coverage on the Sportsman Rugby League, Orrell St James 0, York Acorn of the National Conference League Premier Division 6. That early score, first play of the game, right from the kickoff really. York
apart
Acorn.
From that, George, that error from Sam Burns,
but a lot of that, I think, Kyle, is that the game has been so stop-start. It's not developed any kind of feel, any kind of trend to the game. It's been attack, penalty, knock-on, injury.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of injuries. It's almost felt like this injury was coming.
Yeah, it's never a great sight to see, is it? You could see there Josh Mortimer on the phone. But here's how it all started. Right from the kickoff, the ball was high and hanging and swirling in this ever-increasing strength and wind, and Sam Burns just didn't want a part of it. And straight away, inside the opening 60 seconds, the ball was in York's hands, and they made them pay, didn't they? Through George Hunt on that left-hand side of the field there. Wonderful ball movement once again from Jack Burns, introducing Anthony Chilton, who has had his fingerprints on everything good about this York attack. And it was George Hunt there who scored. And then, there was, you mentioned the discipline, there was yellow card for Jake Williams. He's seen 10 and went in the bin. And the real stop-start nature to this game. We just lost one of our screens as well.
It's proper grassroots community rugby league. Stoppage in play, intermittent technology, but I'll tell you what, a really good feel around the place here today. Always great to come in to these community clubs like this. Real family day out. We had the under 14s match just before as well, which was really feisty, by the way.
Yeah.
Both teams were properly going at it. Took me back to my youth, and that was very fiercely contested, and then straight into this one, which has had a little bit of everything. The early try that we just saw, but since then, as we've kept mentioning, it's been very stop-start, no real pattern of play. The penalty count's been ridiculous. The handling errors, well, you can tell that this is the first game of the season for York Acorn, and Orrell St James aren't a great deal better. You can tell that, in fairness to both sides. And then, unfortunately, this very serious-looking injury to the York Acorn number 3, Luke Swales, that has led now to this lengthy delay in the match. And we do hope that we'll be able to continue here. Like I mentioned right at the start, these are always concerning moments. So as and when we are able to resume here, we will of course bring you every single hit of the match live and uninterrupted on the Sportsman Rugby League. But we will pause given the current scenes here. All take a breather and hope that we can resume as healthily and as swiftly as possible. So the latest score live on the Sportsman, round 2 of the Betfred Challenge Cup. Orrell St James 0, York Acorn 6.
there, kind of going from. I can't.
Look at number 8. Is he turned up? I'd go in thinking, oh, alright. You got it, yeah? Yeah, because you don't remember your ringing. Don't open that. Ambulance for stretcher, you'd think of that. They didn't have to stretch either. Yeah. Okay.
Welcome back to the Sportsman Rugby League. We are finally ready to resume. All our well wishes, first and foremost, with York Acorn's Luke Swales, a serious knee injury, we're told, a dislocation, and 55 minutes after he suffered it, he is now in an ambulance and heading to hospital, so we wish him all our very best. What this means is we will resume, we will complete the first half. The players have had their half time per se, so it'll just be a short huddle and a turnaround, and then we'll play the second half. So we'll look to get to grips with both sets of players who are back away.
Hold here, boys.
Coming into this a little bit cold. We've got 4.5 minutes here to pick up.
Oh,
and right to the start of the restart. Blimey.
Well, lessons haven't been learned, have they, during that break? Because it's another yardage penalty again given away. A tip tackle on the fullback, Sam Burns. And they find touch 40 metres away from their own end. And like you said, George, only a couple of minutes remaining in this half before the players will just quickly turn around, have a short break, and then back at it to the second half of this Betfred Round 2 Cup, where it is 6-0 to the visitors.
Kyle Amor, Cup winner, with us on the Sportsman Rugby League. It's been a strange old afternoon at Orrell St James. The visitors, the NCL side. York Acorn scoring from the first set of the match, right from the kickoff. It's been disjointed, it's been penalties, it's been handling out some injuries, a serious injury, a lengthy delay, and we're back underway, having already taken half-time that's just around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, you followed all that. Anyway, the home side are up and running and attacking. It's gone to ground. I think that probably went forward. So that will be the turnover, York Acorn ball.
Yeah, Jack McHugh there, just skirting along, finding half of a gap and just forcing the pass, and just wasn't able to pick it up. The ball deemed to have gone forward. Penalty and error again inside the opening minute of this resumed first half. And it's a scrum 25 metres away from the York Acorn line. Acorn line, sorry. It is cold.
Yeah, the temperature in that lengthy delay appears to have dropped a bit. You're the one in the big coat anyway. Best wishes to all of you watching in the warmth, including our director Neville.
Go!
Here we come, down the hill with York Acorn. Last, 2.5 minutes of the first half. A first half that's had pretty much everything. So we've still got a sin binning, haven't we?
Yeah, still got a couple of minutes.
Didn't elapse during that start.
No, certainly not. No, Williams will have to serve. I think it's 3 minutes into the second half. He'll have to serve before they're back up to full complement. And there's just a bit of a tangle here between Lord, the switch back there, big high kick again. There's pressure on this catch.
It's a real tester. He's not got hold of it.
Oh no, it's gone backwards yet.
Lewis Round never looked comfortable.
No, he did not. No, it was a huge swirling kick from Matt Chilton.
He's holding his left wrist as well, the winger. Not just the contact of the ball.
Oh, there's a big error there. Yeah.
Big chance.
Callum Taylor with the error. There's an opportunity here for the visitors once more.
Last couple of minutes of the first half, it would be a hammer blow if York Acorn can strike before the turnaround. They're looking likely right in front of the sticks here, with tackles to spare. Eddie Prescott waiting to the right-hand side. Behind him they go, and Hamilton.
Oh, it's good defence once again.
Chilton, Matt Chilton, the fullback is the dummy half this time. Feet is.
Oh, good tackle.
Hamilton and the ball.
Brilliant tackle
spilled.
there. Brad Kelk just chops him in half.
Last minute of the first half. A reminder.
See here.
We'll have a quick turnaround.
There's the error. Wonderful contact there from Kelk.
Well, I think the home side would probably take 6-0, wouldn't they? At half time.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Quick play of the ball here, chance to jump. Siani.
He's been a standout again. Always hungry for work, the big man. Shuffled inside through the hands of Danny Rogers.
There it is.
The referee says that'll do us. Well, we've all lost track of time a little bit, but the referee is happy. That's half time. There will be a huddle. The players don't need a break, of course. They've had 50 minutes or so it'll be a quick turnaround and then change of ends and we'll go again.
Well, look, again, the mistakes and the penalties there. The last 4 minutes were pretty much a picture of what's happened in the whole entire first half. And speaking to Sean McHugh during that break, I just get a chance to have a little look back through at what the first 40 minutes showed us in this contest. And it all started off with that huge kickoff, didn't it? And the error from Sam Burns led to the field position that then created the opportunity for the middle in terms of Jack Burns combining with Anthony Chilton. A lovely soft pass there to George Hunt for the opening try of the afternoon, and the only try of the afternoon, of course, converted there to make the scoreline 6-0 to the visitors. And then we saw Williams' yellow card after a number of penalties. Referee did warn them all about it, and that saw Williams into the bin. We start to look to resume the second half Sean Mahue again, he was saying during that break that he wanted his side to complete as many sets as they possibly can. Both sides making a number of mistakes and just not really putting this game to bed.
A very swift half-time. That was a turnaround, wasn't it? And we're back underway. Final 40. Final 40 of the second round of the Betfred Challenge Cup. Is there a way back into this game for Orrell St James? I would suggest there is. Whether they can find it, who knows? York Acorn, as we just saw at half-time, started with that lightning first try in the first 60 seconds, but it's worth remembering, yes, they're the favourites, they're the higher league team, but this is their first outing of the year, and there have been times where you can tell.
Yeah, timing and execution hasn't quite been there, but there is a threat on the left-hand side of the field. That's where all their attack goes through, mainly through Chilton, as he puts a huge kick up there. A tester for Round again, who's dropped it.
2 in a row, who's dropped, and a knock-on. It's going to be play on. Here come York Acorn. This could be a huge moment. He's not looked comfortable, Lewis Round.
No.
What an opportunity for York Acorn, moving the ball. There are going to be gaps on the left-hand side if they can find them. Delayed ball. Stepping inside. Did he take the wrong option?
Good tackle again.
Josh Parker had 2 men outside, and now from point-blank range.
Oh, that's disappointing.
That's the big, big breakthrough. Second try of the afternoon. It's Chilton for a 4-pointer that will nudge York Acorn a step closer to a place in round 3 of the Betfred Challenge Cup.
Yeah, well, the big players in big games, they just know when to impose themselves on it. And it was brilliant ball movement. The error there from Round, he hasn't looked comfortable under the high ball this afternoon. And that gives them the field position to have a crack at this Orrell line. And they're just a really soft try, if I'm honest. Anthony Chilton, after they've done so well to recover from that play before, just able just to dive over there, and they're disappointing tries to concede, they really are.
Try at the start of the first half. Try at the start of the second.
Jack Gallagher and Liam McLaughlin just unable to anticipate the threat from Chilton from dummy half. But that's where the threat is. The threat is always where the ball is. They just take their eye off it. And Anthony Chilton just converts the try and adds some more points to that club record that he has for York Acorn. Successful conversion.
All of a sudden 12-0. And this looks like a big task for the home side second half. They will be back to 13 shortly.
Carbon copy of the first half, isn't it? An error early on, lead into field position for a try. It's the same again. They've got to respond with this set now.
Well, Williams is ready to return from a sin bin, but they're going to have to find, well, 2 converted scores just to draw level here.
Oh, it's a mistake there.
An opportunity straight away.
And it was a decent carry from Eddie Prescott. Done really, really well to get in between. Kell can find a play of the ball, but he doesn't play the ball properly. That is the new rule that's been brought in. Referees always look to ramp up an area of the game on their remit that they've been given, and the play of the ball is an area to look at. Deemed incorrect play of the ball. Turnover. McLaughlin.
Can Orrell St James strike right back and breathe a bit of life into their Challenge Cup hopes? Working it right to left with McHugh popping it up for Gallagher. Rogers waits. Shifting left again.
Oh, good play.
To Burns to line, ankle tap short.
Nice play there. Using Sayani as a decoy.
Rogers with Finlow waiting. Here he is. Promotes to McHugh. Is that 6 more?
It should be 6 more.
It is, says the referee. Great chance. Finlow carries it up. He'll be grounded on 10. Rogers waits now. With McLaughlin outside him, everyone else back inside.
Well, that's right. You run onto a ball.
Sayani grounded. He can see the line from here.
He just
Williams
need a little
back on from the sin bin. Rogers again. Delayed ball and a knock-on.
What's the referee given here? It's a penalty, George. Took the man out before he caught the ball. Mayhew throws the pass. I think it's to Gallagher on that far side, and he's deemed to be tackled. Yeah, that's right, good call. He's tackled without the ball. It's 6 more. I think it's important that they come away with some kind of points here. Switch back down to Gallagher again.
Brad Gallagher just short, with Rogers buzzing around the ruck. Back inside to McHugh. Chucks it backwards.
It's a penalty again. A high tackle. Yeah. He looks so lively, doesn't he, Jack Mayhew? He just throws that one. It's a blind offload, but the high tackle's been done just before that. Just there, then Eddie Prescott with a swinging left arm.
Here they come again, the home side. Can they make this pressure count?
Oh,
Nice.
brilliant.
And scoring in the corner. Jack Gallagher gives Orrell St James hope.
He certainly does. And Gallagher wants to crack on with it. A nice little try. It was a beautiful ball, wasn't it? To McLaughlin, who just then has the simple task of a catch and pass. Just watch the ball here. Just there, the cut-out ball. Wonderful soft hands. A fantastic try. And breathe some life back into the home side here. 12-4 with a kick to come.
Kick, you would suggest, that needs to land. It's a tough one from this near touchline for Brad Calland. Plenty of time to go. 33 minutes as Calland lines this one up from the near touchline. That will probably settle the home side down.
Well, it excites them, George. That's what it does. They know that this side aren't unbreakable. And again, you take out those 2 errors that led to those 2 tries. There's not been a lot in this game at all. It'll be a huge shock. As Callan now looks to convert, and it's a beauty as well.
Oh,
it's a cracker.
Hurler. Huge kick.
Game on.
And it's back to a 1 converted score game.
You just see here, the replay shows once again that pass there from Kelk. It's an absolute beauty, and the soft hands from McLaughlin just to feed Jack Gallagher over in the corner. And we're back to a 1-score game.
Once again, we await a kicking tee. Shade over half an hour to go. This is still anyone's, as York Acorn get us back underway.
That's a good carry off a kick return, a low tackle there.
Oh, he's lost the ball, Williams, and it's a knock-on.
No, it's just not what they want or what they need.
Shake of the head, he knows he's put his side in trouble here.
When you're up against the side that's deemed to be of more quality than you, you have to have a high completion rate to stand any chance in the game. And it's just another poor error.
He's not had the greatest of afternoons. Probably the longest spell in the sin bin ever.
Yeah.
Over an hour, wasn't it?
Yeah. Potter there just trying to have a chance, have a crack down that far side of the field. The big men now rolling forward once more.
Yeah, come on.
They're 15 metres away.
Crawford. Up the middle to Eddie Prescott. Crawford again. See Chilton buzzing in backfields. Here he is now. Oh, that's beautiful.
That is a brilliant
Absolutely
try.
Beautiful hands. And York Acorn nudge ahead once again.
Yeah, and again, what does it come off the back of? Another mistake. Sorry to sound like a broken record, but the game's pretty simple. If you complete your sets and you don't put yourself under pressure, That helps you and gets you a long way to a victory, but once again it's an error, and the 9, 6, 7 and 1 all combined here. It's beautiful play, it really is. Lovely hands there as well from Josh Parker to feed the winger over to score a try, and a crucial try as well, you feel. Lovely work there, lovely ball movement, everybody arriving on time, threatening a space, and they just create that extra number out wide to score. And you would imagine the way that Anthony Chilton's been kicking this afternoon that this ball will sail between the H's and make it 18-6, sorry. Really nice put together try, George.
Yeah, expertly made. Oh, it's another beauty from the touchline.
Yeah.
And we're back to a 12-point game at 18 points to 6.
Just watch all the pieces here. Half-back to half-back. Lovely ball out to the full-back there. And a lovely catch and pass. The space is all present for him. And he won't score an easier try than that this afternoon.
Can Orrell St James come again? High restart hanging in the wind. Well watched, well taken.
Yeah.
Plenty of time, 28.5 minutes of action remaining on the Sportsman Rugby League. A place in round 3 of the Betfred Challenge Cup awaits. York Acorn made it to round 3 last year. A trip to Bradford Bulls was the end of their journey. At the moment, they're favourites to go into the hat again. Alfie Crawford keeping things ticking along. See the York Acorn bench bouncing. I don't know if that's to keep warm or or they want to get involved. A bit of both. Last tackle.
We've not mentioned that it's cold here.
No, we haven't. Crawford.
Switch back.
Change of direction and...
Oh, that's an ugly one.
Oh, it did Sam Burns. He's got very lucky there.
Yeah, it was a swirling torpedo kick. Not that I've been ever stood underneath too many of them in my career, but I know from speaking to people. Oh, it's another mistake, isn't it? And just look how the York Acorn team celebrate there.
Yeah, they feel this is it now. This is the moment in the match where they can put the game to bed.
Very similar for Orrell, for their opposition that they played back in round 1. Haresfinch just turning the ball over so cheaply and just allowed them to get a couple of tries up. And you'd think, I've said it a number of times, that it's important that Orrell are able to defend their line once more. They've done it predominantly pretty well, but 2 tries in the opening 13 minutes tells you everything. There's a chance here again.
This could be the game right here, you know. Plenty of time to go, but the way York Acorn have clicked this second half, this could be it as Crawford promotes once again. Still he goes to the right-hand side, and Jack Burns.
Been impressed with him this afternoon.
Crawford. Lewis Lord, and then stepping away is Hamilton. Ball's gone to ground as he's scored in the corner. What a pick-up, what a try. Well, we need to get another look at that. That looked a beautiful pick-up.
Well, Hamilton just goes into the line and he's wrestling around. The ball somehow comes out. We lose sight of it from our commentary position, but it's picked up, and all the jumpers, all the shirts, the white shirts jump up and down in celebration. You see Hamilton there, he goes into the line and he's wrestling and wrestling. There's a lovely little offload in there. They haven't quite finished the job off of the defenders. Then it ends up with the winger on the right-hand side of the field, who just picks it up. It's a good pick-up as well, round his boots, round his shoelaces. And puts the ball down there, 22-6.
And that should be that, you would expect. We can see actually behind the scoreboard the ambulance still here for the player, the stricken Luke Swales. We had, if you're just joining us late, almost an hour delay after a serious knee injury, so he's still receiving treatment on site, but his team are doing the business now on the pitch. Another touchline conversion. Will this go the same way?
No, he's missed it.
So 22 points to 6 it remains with 25 minutes remaining. Kyle Amor.
Yeah, Hamilton this time. We've already seen a lot from Anthony Chilton, but one half to the other half there. It's a scruffy offload, it really is. But it matters not, because it's another 4 points on the board in favour of the visitors. And this slight hill that Orrell had to climb in this second half has just got a whole lot steeper, George.
Yeah, playing down the hill, but very much up against it on the scoreboard at the moment. The advantage, the pendulum has very much swung.
And look, it's been largely through their own doing, hasn't it? You know, those mistakes that they've come out with backfields far too cheap. And this NCL Prem side,
and another penalty,
are able just to take advantage of it. And now Davy Burns looks like he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, quite a few smiles out there
very
now.
Dave Fafita-esque, George, do you not think?
In the looks or the style of play?
A bit of both.
Well, I wouldn't mess with either of them.
No.
But if Orrell St James aren't careful, this could get a bit ugly. There's
it could
bags
do,
of
yeah.
times left.
Yeah, it could blow out.
And York Acorn, now they know that realistically they're in the hat for round 3. They can just treat this as minutes under the belt. And they're starting to click here. Woodhall. Crawford. Setting off on his own, attacking the line. Hamilton, here is the big man, backing himself, is Davy Burns.
The big bopper.
Crawford, sensing blood. Great step towards the post. Woodhall held last, here's the shout.
Look out for Chilton here.
Feints left, comes back right. It's a loose carry, and York Acorn will stand and turn over the ball about 5 metres short.
They'll be happy with that. Josh Morton will be happy with that. The shape looked like they were going to come to the left again through the Chilton brothers, but they just decide to go route one, turn the ball over 3 metres away, and then back it up with defensive actions like this. The tough carries for the home side, coming away from their own end.
There will be some heavy legs out there now. You can see there's some muddy legs out there. This man will keep going, Kai Siani. But it's been an hour of attritional rugby league with an almost an hour gap in the middle as a penalty goes against York Acorn. Another breach of etiquette in the tackle, shall we say. And another handy touch found by Brad Calland. Is that the sun coming out? Has the sun just come out, Carl?
It sure has, yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Crowd getting involved in the far side. Could still get tasty, this. Here's them another try for the home side to cheer. Calland. The Orrell St James bench to our left, appealing to the referee for a penalty, which this time they will get.
Yeah, get a hand in there. Davy Burns with an arm in. That's 2 penalties in a row now, so you would imagine that Callan's going to try and find a bit of land with this, purchase a few more metres, and he does so. He gets his side another 15 metres further down the field, and they're 35 away from the visitors' line as we head into the final quarter of this game. The scoreboard 22-6, the home side are trailing. Tom Whittle now back on the field, rolls forward.
Last quarter of the match with Orrell St James in possession. Kai Siani taking on all comers on his own. Takes 3 York Acorn muddied white shirts to halt his progress. Mortons, change of direction from Kelk. Turn away, good opportunity this, just to the right of the sticks. The hooker mortars once again pops it up to Findlow. Then a bit of pace injected with McHugh and Burns combining, no way through.
Good tackle there from Hamilton.
It's with the scrum half, Jack McHugh once more. Up to the big guy, Tom Whittle, dragging the opponents with him to the line. Referee yells, this is the last. McHugh, what was he going to come?
Oh, brilliant.
Inside ball. Terrific. Orrell St James try. Kelk scores, but that was all about Jack McHugh.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was obviously a pre-planned move. You can just see McHugh, he gets the call just as the ball's being played, that he's trailing on the inside and he's trying to catch out lazy markers, a lazy air defender. And McHugh, he just steps off his right foot just there, throws the ball back inside. And it's a brilliantly timed run there from Bradley Kelk. And it's another lifeline for the home side. Brilliant finish as well, the dive and all.
That was a finish to grace any level of rugby league. Perfectly executed, terrific finish.
Brilliant communication between the two there. The presence of mind from Jack McHugh to listen to the overcall, the support play, the inside play from Kelk, and the put down. Fantastic stuff.
And who knows, back-to-back tries here.
Well,
perhaps it is still game on.
Can narrow the deficit for sure to within 10 points if Callan can convert this kick. He came up with an absolute beauty from the sideline before. He's about 15 metres further in, presumably an easier kick, but in this wind, like no, certainly not, George. Oh, and he's got it as well, has he? Yeah.
He has just. It was fading away, but not before it had gone through the sticks. 2 from 2 from the boot of Brad Callans. And
well, 18 minutes to go, George. And back to a 10-point ball game. But look at the communication here from Kelk. And McHugh just knows that the big men in Eddie Prescott are hunting him hard. They've done a good job on McHugh all afternoon, but on that occasion the overcommit there just makes the gap and the space present for Bradley Kelk. He scores a nice try.
They don't look in a great hurry to restart here, do they, the visitors?
Well, at least they've got a kicking tee this time.
That's true. 18 minutes or thereabouts remaining.
Well, another score from the home side will certainly bring this game into life. There was another penalty here. Now the crowd are behind them.
This is an interesting period of the game all of a sudden, and the crowd, probably for the first time, Calais, are invested and involved over on the far side.
Well, they're going to need every bit of help they can, the home team. There's a decent crowd here this afternoon, and a chance to progress through to the third round. You just see another penalty given away there from York. And the big boppers are on.
Referee not ready.
You got Whittle, Siani back out there. It's no coincidence that the reintroduction of those, the way that they carry the ball, look at him here. Oh, he does so on. Oh, no.
Well, he almost got away with that.
He juggles it and then in contact loses it.
That was a very uncomfortable carry, never really in control. Kai Siani, and now his side have got to defend an opportunity that should have been theirs. Fair play to Alfie Crawford for making the connection. It was his contact that freed the ball. And here he is, shifting to the right-hand side, and Davy Burns. Another York Acorn score now would silence
any hope, yeah.
The home noise that has just ramped up a little bit in the last few minutes.
It's so important, isn't it, now that you just see this part out.
Crawford and Burns combining again.
Another good hit on him, though.
Great shot. Tom Whittle getting involved, the big number 8. Crawford once again goes on a little dart on his own.
They just seem to be playing quicker and quicker, George.
There's Wellburn, big unit.
It's last one.
Crawford on the last. Swings it right. Finds Hamilton. Lovely little step from Potter. And if you're going to turn the ball over and not score, that's the place to do it.
Yeah, well defended once more. Just felt that Callum Taylor just overcommitted and allowed the step to come back on his inside, but the blue and yellow jerseys were there in force. The reinforcements came and shut the play down. But again, York will be okay with where they're turning that ball over. It's discipline that's the message for Josh Mortimer's men now. The last couple of occasions when they've had to defend Orrell coming out of their own end. They've given away a penalty just through being over keen or messing around in the tackle.
There goes Liam McLaughlin. There is still time. It may come down to fitness, you know, start of the year for these two amateur sides.
It's a very heavy track as well, isn't it? Siani.
Ridiculous.
Offloads as well.
That's nice, though. And you can see a few players just starting to slip off the tackle, so this is a key part of the game. How are the fitness levels out there? That's a
good
nice
feet.
step.
Oh, wonderful ball there.
Spins away, McHugh. Then the big guy shows a dummy.
Well, now they're playing. Last one, though. 6 again called. 6 again, George.
Here we go. There's belief all of a sudden, though.
There's a threat on here. Here we go.
Now then, opportunities. Oh! It's a Gallagher who can't take.
Oh, no.
What a chance.
Yeah.
What a chance.
Well, McLaughlin does so well. He just straightens up, delays the pass until the right moment. You just see him there holding the ball, then he releases it, but he just can't take it in. Gallagher has to take that ball in, George. It's not a poor pass.
He knows. He knows.
Yeah, it's a big chance gone begging there.
But they will get more. There's another stoppage and another injury in back play.
What I liked about that set is he just kept playing offloads through Siani, trying to speed the game up. A hard carry from Whittle, skittles defenders and wins his side of 6 again. But you're right, George, there's a concern down in back play. Trying to see who it is.
He's okay. He's hobbling, but he's okay.
Sam Burns, isn't it?
Oh, they're going to make a change, in fact.
Sam Burns, he looks like he might be done this afternoon. That's a big loss for the home team.
Yeah, off he comes.
I think with the clock being where it is, 14 minutes to go, that last set there, how Orrell played, that's what they have to do. Keep the ball moving, select their offloads and select them well. Still got time.
There is still time. Darkness starting to descend. I'm sure they won't want
Early
to put
kick.
the floodlights on. It's a good
40-20,
well.
is it?
Oh, it
No.
bounced in field. It's going to stay.
He's going to have to get on his bike.
It's a perfectly weighted one.
Bradley Kelt now operating at full back and does well to get round.
Oh, he's going to be in touch, is he?
Oh, he does so well there.
He's had a good game.
He certainly has.
A reminder, you'll be picking a Betfred player of the match in the next 10 minutes or so, Kyle.
Yeah.
At the moment, York Acorn are heading into the 3rd round of the Betfred Challenge Cup.
So another offload there.
The tail. That's nice.
McHugh
There he goes.
scheming and dancing his way around. Brought down on the far edge of the field there.
How much have Orrell St James got left? "12 minutes to go." We'll bring you immediate post-match reaction as well.
Well, it's back to 0 as well.
That will help.
McHugh with the offload, patted down there from York Acorn and ends up back in their hands. 6 more to go. This is better.
Can the home side find something to set up a finish? That's a great scurry.
Half a chance there. You just need the big men to keep rolling forward now, and that's
Here's
what they
one of
do.
them. Kai
Siani,
Siani.
now Whittle's turn.
Head to head, this will be a stoppage. Bit of friendly fire.
Yeah, they just didn't need that, did they? I know you can't be helped, yeah. Just an almighty clash between them all, but he just felt the momentum was with the home team. Siani comes back under. I think Eddie Prescott, who's on the receiving end of that. It might be Siani's elbow that just catches him on initial contact.
Almost
You can tell the way he falls.
3 separate injuries.
Yeah,
In
it just seems that left arm, it doesn't look an awful lot in it, but the way that Eddie Prescott goes down tells you he might have just caught him on the button there. Just watch here, Siani's left arm. Just, it looks fairly innocuous, doesn't it, really, on those
can't see
pitches?
a
I
great
can't
deal in
really
that.
see, but the way that he falls out of the tackle, Everyone seems to be okay. Just a big, powerful carry, wasn't it?
Scattering opponents everywhere. 11 and a half to go, 22-12. But it's the team on 12 who think this might be not yet over. Orrell St James on the last. That's great kick pressure though from York Acorn.
Yeah,
look at that, what an end to the set.
Disappointing there. They worked hard from marker. Anthony Chilton just does enough on Finlow to deny the threat and not allow them to put a kick in. The trade-off of that hard work and marker is that they're coming away from their own end as they nearly cross over the 40-metre line. Just shy of it.
The higher-ranked team, York Acorn, just need to manage this game now.
Yeah, they don't need to go searching for anything, just get through the sets, put the ball into the corner. The clock is their friend at the moment.
Burns takes it on. Every single set will be played out by the visitors. Crawford waits, has a glance to his right, sees what's available. Just pops it up to Lewis Lord. Kai Siani here in the tackle. Last tackle call.
Imagine Chilton will just put this high,
That's
testing
exactly
the fullback once again.
Off the left boot. Oh,
that's a good take that time, isn't it?
It was hesitant at first, but then he got in position.
It's a penalty being given for a high tackle.
How many high shots have there been today, by the way?
Yeah. Jack Gallagher does well to defuse the ball and then catches one across the chin for good measure.
As is always the case at the start of a new season with new interpretations, new laws, new regulations. It's going to take a bit of time, isn't it?
No,
but that's nothing to do with laws and regulations. That's just another error.
Yeah, Liam McLaughlin with another yardage error. And at crucial times, that's what's really hurt this home team. The errors coming out of yardage, the really basic errors as well. And it just hasn't allowed them to create any sort of momentum. They'll learn an awful lot from this game as we enter the final 10 minutes.
Crawford finds Burns and then taken on by Chilton. Then Chilton attacking in the corner in touch.
Oh, that's good work there from Jack Gallagher. Low tackle, driving his opposite number over the sideline.
Into the last 10 minutes or so. Our in-stadium clock, if you like, is indicating, can you see from here, 8.5. We've got it a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
The Digivan, I'm told, which is been borrowed from Innsrose Bridge.
Yeah, I think it's Matt or Mark, I think it is.
That's right, who, out of the goodness of his own heart,
no,
to do this.
great. Like you say, all these big occasions for these community clubs, they need help everywhere they can. And yeah, Siani once again. Just look how he gets rid of the first man there.
He's given a big effort. Is there anything left? Will need to come soon, you would expect. Now then, kick and chase. The winger's off, Gallagher.
It's a decent idea.
It's not a bad end to the set either. There's still time.
No, you can see the York players struggling to get back behind the ball. It's a little bit of inventive play.
22-12, 4 tries to 2. Last few moments of this one, live on the Sportsman Rugby League. Round 2 of the Betfred Challenge Cup.
It's a good scamper there from Crawford. Been lively all afternoon, and Wincy side a penalty as well for a flop. They're running out of time. Just see there, Alfie Crawford been doing this all afternoon, and there we're now, that's another one of those rural areas that they're clamping up on. As soon as the ball carrying arms hit the floor, George, we see Kai Siani, we used to call it lending weight, but now it's deemed as a flop, just trying to slow the game down. The referee correctly gives that penalty away.
Last 6 minutes or so. Here come York Acorn. Can they find a full stop on what looks like a victory here? They're loading up left again. No way through for Parker.
Well, this is a respectable scoreline, George. You've got to imagine the gulf between these two teams in terms of the standards and the quality that they play at week in, week out. But the biggest learn is just those key areas and the key moments that when they needed to sort of take this thing out of the game or complete the sets, the home team have just lacked in that department.
Here comes Potter. Little flick out the back. Now then, right in front of the sticks, Burns. Goes to ground on the last tackle. What's Crawford got up his sleeve? He'll just find Chilton, says, you put it in the air. And they do, and they challenge. It's gone backwards, has it? Not this time. This will be play on. No, it's not. Referee saying take it back.
A very, very scruffy end to that set. It's a decent little kick over in there, but nobody wanted to claim it.
Might be time with 5 minutes or so to go, Kyle, for your Betfred player of the match selection.
Yeah, look, I think there's been a number of decent performances from both sides, really, but I think the guy who's controlled it all has been the number 6, Anthony Chilton. He came up with a try and 3 conversions out of those 22 points, claiming 12 of them. I think he's been everything that's been good about York when they've had decent field position. His kicks have been good, him and his brother as well. But I think Anthony Chilton is the Betfred player of the match.
So York Acorn's game manager, their playmaker, their orchestrator, the standoff number 6, Anthony Chilton, is Kyle Amore's Betfred player of the match in what looks like being a victory in this iconic Rugby League Cup competition.
A special mention as well for Jack Burns through the middle of the field. Him and Eddie Prescott, they lay the foundation, haven't they? Particularly Jack as well. He's come up with a number of carries, and I can't remember him actually having a break, because this time it's York who give away the penalty.
It's another penalty. And last chance saloon, really, for the home side, Orrell St James. Who fine touch, but really the game appears up. It's getting increasingly dark as well.
There is the player of the match there, Anthony Chilton.
He's led his troops well. The half back.
Well, have we got a stellar finish?
Well, they need to score now to set it up for a grandstand finish. Let's see.
Mahugh shipping it out here to the right-hand side. Good read again. Anthony Chilton reads it so well. Just shuts down McLaughlin.
Still they come, though, with Calland.
They've got numbers on this side here.
Near side. They're going to go left, though, with Mahugh again. Popping it up to the try scorer. No way through this time for Brad Kelk.
He's been good as well this afternoon as Kelk.
Rogers. Causey.
Shut down again there, Chilton. Just not giving McLaughlin any time or space. There's a kick here, goes high, but who's contesting?
Pops it up.
Great take.
It's York Acorn ball, and that should be that.
Yeah, super take there from York.
2.5 minutes.
Well, we've got used to Orrell St James. He's given a good account of themselves over in the Challenge Cup in recent years. But it looks, in all probability, the 2024 journey ends here this afternoon. A respectable scoreline. 22-12. As Crawford takes off again. Picks up a knock as well for his troubles.
It's going to be York Acorn again into the hat for the 3rd round of the Betfred Challenge Cup as Chilton goes high. Very high. That's going to bounce all the way into touch over on the far side. And I don't think anyone will be in a huge rush here.
No.
And that will be the turnover, an Orrell St James ball. Dying embers of a Challenge Cup tie that's had a little bit of everything. A serious injury, unfortunately. We wish Luke Swales well. And a sin binning, and tries, and an awful amount of ill discipline. But it's been compelling from start to finish, and it's been enjoyed by the few hundred here who've come along to watch this one. And the referee just going to deal with this incident. Another high shot. You can see the York Acorn head coach Josh Mortimer just telling his players to play with their heads, not hit them at the end of this game. So no upset here on the Sportsman this afternoon, but make sure you are subscribed and tuned in to the Sportsman Rugby League throughout the course of 2024. At least 20 games we'll be bringing you with live and exclusive content, every genre of the sport. Wheelchair Rugby League, League One, we always have a great end to that season. The Betfred Challenge Cup will continue as well, and the Betfred Women's Super League.
Yeah, plenty of games featuring this year. Sato Heath 32, Royal Navy 24, they progress through as well. It looks like York Acorn will join them in the third round too.
Yeah, closing moments here. 6 again, says the referee. But how long's left? Only the referee knows.
Just starting to lose the light in here as well, George, aren't we?
Yeah, we're finishing at just the right time for whoever's paying the bills here.
There it is.
The referee says that will do it. The NCL Premier side, York Acorn, progress, but boy, they've had a test today from a spirited Orrell St James. Wasn't much in it, only 10 points in fact, 22-12, a bruising encounter, but it's York Acorn through to round 3 of the Betfred Challenge Cup. Kyle Amor.
Yeah, the end of the journey, if you like, in the Challenge Cup for Orrell. And it's York who progress and go through. Just a little bit, perhaps, just a little bit more quality in terms of how the game was managed and played, really. I don't think there was too much difference between the two sides, but the game management, and that comes up with mistakes as well, coming out of yardage, that's what really hurt them. You know, the home side had 2 shocking starts to both halves, really. The first one from the error, right from the kickoff with Sam Burns, that led to the first try of the afternoon. And then the second half started in similar fashion, didn't it? And here we go. This is the story of the whole match highlights right from the off. The very first kick of the game, Sam Burns didn't want to collect. Jordan Potter was there. He reaped the rewards of that. And then it was the ball movement from Burns out to Anthony Chilton, and that lovely soft pass there just catches the inside shoulder of Liam McLaughlin. He just tears it off and puts the ball down. It was a 6-0. It was converted by Chilton, of course, and then this part here, Williams ends up in the sin bin. There's a number of penalties given away this afternoon, but that was the point where the referee had seen enough and just decided to take the sting out of the game. And the second half, off a Lewis Round error, we just see Chilton there, lovely delayed pass to his brother, who finds Josh Parker, and then he just has the presence of mind there just to pick the ball up. It's a really, really soft try. Again, just gets in between McLaughlin and Gallagher and puts the ball down. But then Orrell hit back. This wonderful, wonderful pass there from Brad Kelk. McLaughlin, lovely soft hands there, just to supply that beautiful little try. Crisp hands, and sends Jack Gallagher over in the corner. And that brought a little bit of relief back into the game, but 9, 6, 7 and 1 all combined there. Lovely skill, probably the try of the afternoon, if I'm honest, George. Lovely ball movement, and Orrell, they just couldn't cope. The start to the second half really did hurt them. 2 quick tries, and that kind of just taken the game well away. And then this there, it's Hamilton who just goes into the line, gets in between. I think it's Callum Taylor loses his shoulder. Just see, once Hamilton goes into the line, Callum Taylor, he just slides off there, makes it impossible for Brad Kelk to do anything. The offload gets away, and a try gets scored over in that corner as well. And then this was a beautiful try. McHugh and Kelk back on the inside. A really, really smart piece of play from the home team. But just in the end, it was just too little, too late.
Yeah, we wondered if that would set us a An exciting finish, but not quite in the end. So let's get some immediate post-match reaction for the Betfred player of the match, who's with our man, Paul Kidd.
Well, Anthony, first and foremost, many congratulations on reaching the next round, but as well as that, you've just received the Player of the Match award.
Yeah, appreciate that, to be fair. Obviously, all the hard work goes on in the middle. I just stand there and try and look pretty. Don't do a very good job at it, but here we are.
Just obviously, during that game, it's highly unusual for there to be such a lengthy stoppage. Just how did yourself and your players maintain your concentration during that stoppage, and how did you come out firing so quickly?
Yeah, well, obviously it was a long break, and I hope Luke's all right, but we went inside and Josh, the coach, came in and just said, just act like the game's on, just act like we're before a game. So we just sat chilling, stretching, and then as soon as we got the go-ahead, straight out like it's another game.
And following on from that, you got yourself a try and obviously 3 conversions in the game. You must be pretty happy with that.
I am, yeah. Obviously I don't score very often, but Nate Line, I'm bigger than most sixes, so it helps.
Walking over with your head coach, Josh Mortimer, he tells me that he actually dragged you out of retirement for this game. So can you just tell us how that happened?
He did. Our other six, Nath Conroy, he's had an operation, so he sent me a message Thursday, seeing if I could train and then come and play. Miss isn't very happy, I don't think, but I think the kids will enjoy watching.
Okay, many thanks for joining us, and we're bringing your head coach now, Josh Mortimer.
Cheers, thank you.
First of all, Josh, what have you got to say there? You brought obviously Anthony out of retirement. What a great performance that was from him.
Yeah, I mean, I was never in doubt what I was going to get from him. So, yeah, one ideal with a couple of injuries we picked up, and Anthony will help me out when he can this year. And you know, I think he knew the question would come in, and he was like, yeah, I'll speak to Em now. And so thank you, Emily, appreciate it. So, yeah.
And just obviously you talk about injuries there, we can't go without mentioning obviously the Luke Swales injury.
Yeah, Luke Swales, yeah.
Obviously it was a very lengthy stoppage, and understandably so, but have we any idea how he is?
Yeah, so they give him gas and air, and he managed to roll onto his back, and his knee clicked back into place then. So they put him in the ambulance, and now he's actually out of the ambulance. He's walking around it bar on a crutch, but yeah, he's all right, I think. So I'm buzzing about that. Obviously we'll have to get a scan and see what his damage actually is to his knee, but currently he's not writhing in agony, and that's great to see.
Obviously to hear that he's walking around in the bar is absolutely fantastic news. I'm sure that everybody's happy with that. But just leading on very quickly, before the game you mentioned that there's quite a few debuts for you out there today.
Yeah.
Just how do you feel coming off that 80 minutes with the new players?
I'm happy to progress. We've got to be far more clinical, and discipline-wise we were woeful at times, and I know people were getting frustrated with around me, but I thought he got most decisions right, and I didn't have any problems with that. But I don't really want to take anything away from Orrell. I thought they defended brilliantly all game. They put themselves back under pressure with ball, quite often, but as a defensive unit, I think about our coach and them, I'd be pretty happy, to be fair. I mean, we had some poor lapses that cost us, and but cohesively for Orrell, I thought they were pretty good. So.
Just before we let you go, Josh, and bring in the Orrell coach, Sean McHugh. Obviously the Challenge Cup draw tomorrow. Who are you looking for? Who are you fancying?
Anyone that be at home would be nice. We haven't played at home since about 2020, so that'd be good. Anyone at home. I've just been talking to Sean. It's great to get those. We got Bradford last year. Featherstone, Wakefield, something like that. It'd be great for the club, but they're good teams and they're not living daylights out here. And with great respect, I'm not going to Wembley. I'm certainly not going to Wembley as a coach. And business starts for us in March, and that's what we've got to look towards. But as a club, we've got to celebrate the Challenge Cup and enjoy it. So.
Josh, many thanks for joining us. Cheers. And all the very best for the rest of the competition. Thank you. We bring in Sean McHugh now. Sean, first of all, obviously it's been a reasonable journey for yourselves, 2 home ties, great advert on the Sportsman in the last round, and obviously today, just how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, well, again, I just spoke to Josh there, and before I start, congratulate York and hope they get a good round and some money behind their club for it. I just think we've had our couple of days out, and it's been great for the community, it's great for the club. I'm just really disappointed the way we played today.
You obviously talk very strongly Sean, throughout the 2 rounds about the community. I get that you're feeling disappointed with today's game, but just how important is it for the community and obviously Orrell St James going forward with the publicity that you've had?
I think it's really important, and if we've gained a few more people who know what we're about and know that they can bring the kids down here and know that we are a family club, it's all good for us. And the Sportsman, it's brilliant that you're advertising that, and then more people will know, they'll come down, bring the kids down here, which makes the club flourish, because it is a good family club. And I think I mentioned it in the early interview, all our lads are from this community who's played today, so other clubs might be like that as well, but it makes us really proud. I was proud of the effort of the lads at one time when they went 22-6 up. I think it was in danger of being a little bit embarrassing, but they dug in and the effort was there. We just didn't complete. I mean, we're probably about 50% of what we're capable of as a team. If we'd have played similar to last week and without the errors, I think we'd have been in the game, but you can't make that many errors and expect to be anywhere near at the end of it.
Well, obviously the York coach has just mentioned, Josh, that the game was really littered with sort of errors and penalties. Would you say that had you been smarter, you possibly could have won that game today?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. I think we was in the game at parts, but we're dropping balls coming off our own line, and you just can't do that because they've executed on good ball that we've given them. They've not earned the right to be there. And I'm not suggesting in any way that we're a better team than York Acorn, but I think if we'd have played a little bit smarter, I think we could have stayed in the game a bit longer.
Sean, many thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Can I just finish off by saying I thought the referee was absolutely outstanding, Warren Turley. Last week's referee, Denton, was really, really good. I thought Warren was outstanding as well, so many thanks to the referees, because obviously without them we're not going to game, but I thought Warren was absolutely brilliant, and you don't normally get that from a losing coach, you normally get it from a winning coach, so well done, Warren.
Great word, Sean, thank you.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Yeah, really nice interview that, wasn't it? And I think we both agree the referee and the set-up officials did a really good job in very difficult circumstances today. The good news, Kyle Amor, he said Swale's injured player, he's up, he's here, he hasn't been taken to hospital, and he's walking around the bar.
Yeah, no, obviously, look, we're delighted for him and his family to hear that good news, but he's obviously gone down with a grade 3 carry-on.
So 22 points to 12 it finishes here. York Acorn, the higher ranked side, through against Orrell St James. As a final thought, Orrell will take a lot from this.
Yeah, certainly. Look, they've got a huge season ahead in the North West Men's League, and came up against an NCL side, and obviously, look, for Josh Mortimer, he's spoken about how he wants his team to progress and try and get in the playoffs this season, and they'll just be delighted to come here on the road and win by 10 points and progress to the 3rd round of the Betfred Challenge Cup.
Hope you've enjoyed our coverage here on the Sportsman Rugby League. That's as far as we go. It's as far as Orrell St James go, but it's not the end of the road for York Acorn. They march on into the hat for round 3 of the Betfred Challenge Cup, and everyone else here is heading in there. From me, George Riley, and from Kyle Amor and the rest of the Sportsman team. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
That is a remarkable finish.
Burke goes for the corner and Leah Burke's it. And it's Tamsin Renew. The pass from Holly Dodd.
And this could be the first goal of the game because London are going to get them, and touchdown. He's gone for the same ball and it's going to work.
Beautiful.
They might score the winner. And North Wales have another.
Brings it up to the line, drops it off to Hazard, who reaches through.